Good day, Amherstburg. It's myself, Laura D'Alessandro.
And it's Ron Giofu from the Rivertown Times, back here on the airwaves of 107.9 CKBG, the Berg, for the Rivertown Times Week in Review.
It's a frosty one. I don't know what has happened, but the thermometer has dropped.
Yeah, it's not exactly pleasant out there. Not shorts weather, that's for sure.
I beg to differ. One of my children.
Okay, well, I take that back, but...
I don't think he owns long pants. He might be allergic.
All I know is that I'm not wearing shorts today. I'll be wearing a sweatshirt, jacket, long pants, and anything else to keep warm, because it is, like you say, rather cool out there.
Yeah, and I don't think there's too much of a warm-up coming for us. Turning our attention to the paper, we have 3 stories on the front page this week. Ron just couldn't decide which one was going to get the front page, so we put all 3 of them on there. So our first story that we wanted to touch on this morning was that the town of Amherstburg, the fire department, they have received $25,000 in the form of a provincial grant for new equipment.
Yeah, they're going to be getting some new hoods for their as part of their bunker gear. That's particulate blocking hoods. To be precise, they block out a lot of the particles, the carcinogens, that sort of thing that has been seeping into the old equipment. They've updated technology and updated the equipment, and that is going to help protect the firefighters even further. And they're also going to be getting a new extractor, and what that is what was described to me by Fire Chief Michael Mio is essentially it's a really heavy-duty washing machine. They get to wash and clean their bunker gear, and they have one already, but now they're going to have another one, and it gets their equipment cleaner and safer that much faster. So cancer protection, and they're exposed to a lot of chemicals, a lot of different things, a lot of smoke, obviously, when you're fighting a fire. And there's the stuff that goes along with that, and cancer rates are higher amongst firefighters across the province. And I think it was about 300 or so fire departments are accessing this provincial funding, and this is through the Ontario Fire Prevention Grant. And the equipment should be in Amherstburg hopefully by the end of March. They got the money, so now they're finalizing the quotes, and now they're going to order the equipment. So they're going to get it all in, and like I say, by the end of March, they should have their new equipment, which will hopefully keep all our firefighters safe going forward.
Thinking about that washing machine, I wonder if I could sublet it to wash my son's hockey equipment.
I'm not even sure.
I think that's the only thing that would get Luca's equipment clean. Get rid of the stank.
That's probably your best hope, and
or just light it on fire.
There's no guarantees even that would work, I'm afraid. I'm going to guess.
It's rank at this time of the year. Our other front page story is an Amherstburg couple. They are putting together a board game. Actually, they've already put it together. They had it in our office, and let Ron and I take a look at it. It's called Synopsis, the storytelling game.
Frank D'Angelo and Jamie Lees own Jank Words and Pictures. That operates out of the Richmond Center here on Richmond Street in Amherstburg. And they have had focus groups. They've had, they're launching the game, and they had a Kickstarter campaign. I believe it's either yesterday or today was the last day for it. And they were accepting pre-orders through pledges, and it was an all or nothing deal, and they got their funding. And so good for them. I think they were looking for, I want to say $3,900 off the top of my head. And I know they far surpassed it. They reached more than 100% of their goal. They've gone past that, and so the game's going to go forward. It's a storytelling game. They have 4 different categories you can play in, and those mystery, romance, fairy tale, or situation. And they build a continuous tale, and other players get to vote whether the tale is good or not, and they draw element cards that what you base your story on, and the first person that runs out of element cards wins. But it sounds like it's a fun game, and those who have played it enjoyed it, whether they won or lost. And so the full details are in this week's RTT. Obviously, it starts on page 1, continues on page 8. And so make sure you check it out to find the full details of Synopsis, the storytelling game.
It sounds fun, and this is the perfect time of the year for a board game. There's nothing much to do outside, so that's a great thing. Do you know where you could get the game? Have they said where it'll be available?
They're looking to get into retail stores in and around Amherstburg and beyond. Obviously want to move as many of these as they can and sell as many of these as they can. I'm sure there are going to be updates going forward. And like I said, they're trying to get them into retail stores and locally, and hopefully other locations in and around the Windsor-Essex area and beyond.
So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. A Windsor man is the proud new owner of the Brentwood Lottery home. That's actually, the home is here in Amherstburg this year on Brittany Crescent.
Yeah, the Brentwood lottery draw was last Saturday. The main draw is usually held up at Brentwood Recovery Home. It's a 2,000 square foot home, and Dave Taylor of Windsor was the lucky winner. And 3 vehicles were given away as part of the draw. I reviewed. I didn't see any Amherstburg names amongst the major winners, but again, the home is in Amherstburg, and obviously Brentwood Recovery Home is something that if you need to help with your addiction issues and that sort of thing, that's open to all residents of Windsor-Essex, and they provide a valuable service. And the main part about this lottery, over and above of giving out a beautiful new home, and this year as stated in Amherstburg, it helps a lot of people, and this is the lottery helps fund the Brentwood Recovery Home. This is a major fundraiser for their operations. This helps keeps them going all year. They have 50-50 draws throughout the year, but the Brentwood Lottery is the big one. This is the big fundraiser. Obviously, they do get some government funding, but they do have to raise a lot themselves, and they raise a lot through the Brentwood Lottery. And so congratulations to Dave Taylor of Windsor. He wins the home valued at roughly $1 million, and it's still under construction on Brittany Crescent. And I'm sure we'll have more as events warrant, because they usually do like a key presentation ceremony and that sort of thing. So they're gonna, I'm sure, have that later in the spring. And once the home is complete. And they're still working on it. Norbuilt Construction, an Amherstburg-based firm, is the one building the home. Again, everything's still ongoing with the construction, but again, more information in our story on the Brentwood Lottery on page 2 of this week's issue of the Amherstburg Rivertown Times.
And if you're looking for more information about Brentwood, the number is in the paper. It's 519-253-2441. Wrapping up some things that happened over the Christmas holidays, even before and during our holiday break. We have some photos and little write-ups about people who generously gave back and community organizations that came together to help out. I know ACS, the Mission. So it's just a few stories on that. Like we say, we're just kind of doing some housekeeping and getting those things included in this week's issue. It was worth noting and acknowledging those donations given.
Absolutely. There's even more that you might see in the next week or two. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of donations happen over the holiday season, and it's just a lot to get in the paper. So hopefully we recognize everyone, and if for whatever reason a picture doesn't appear in the paper, your donation is still appreciated, but we're going to do our absolute best to recognize you. But the big thing is you're donating to a good cause. That's the main thing. It's causes like the Amherstburg Food and Fellowship Mission, Amherstburg Community Services, Society of St. Vincent de Paul, and many, many others. They need the help not only during the Christmas season, but all year long. So know that if you made a donation, you did a really good thing and you helped out people you probably will never meet, but those people will appreciate it.
And just a little plug here for Briarswood, too. They're featured in this week's paper on page 9. And I'm in one of those photos because the RTT, we helped in partnership with other people in the community to help Briarswood meet their goal. They had set a very lofty goal of $10,000 by the end of the year. And Ron and I had noticed, on the 29th of December that they were still more than halfway away from their goal. So Ron and I and Dominic talked about how we could help Brentwood. We believe in what they do out there at the camp. So we put forth that we would match dollar for dollar till they reach their goal of $10,000. And Ron and I woke up on January the 1st and were godsmacked to see that they raised $22,673. So we sent each other a text like, oh my, are we in trouble? But yeah. we got them to the $10,000, and then they had a donor step up last minute too that put them well over their goal. So congratulations to Briarswood, and thank you to all those that came together, whether through what we put out through sponsoring and helping match those donations, or if you stepped up on your own. Just know that your money is so appreciated, and best of luck to Briarswood. They have so many good things going on out there, and we look forward to what's in store for 2025.
That's another cause that, yes, they reached a fundraising target, but they can always use more. And they're run through the Briarswood Youth Camp Optimist Club, and donations are always appreciated. They're doing well. They're hitting fundraising targets or having successful camps. But by the same token, they could always use the assistance, whether that be donations, volunteer hours, that sort of thing. It's a camp geared towards youth. They can use all the help they can get. They're having a fundraising dinner at the Rib or Chicken Dinner at the KFC Hall in River Canard, February 1st. More information on the story on page 9 or through their website, www.briarswood.com, and click on the events tab.
Speaking of Briarswood, this week was our first issue of our community events. Ron had put the call out last year looking for community events and non-for-profits and churches to step up and give us a little recap of what you did in 2024 and what you're looking to do in 2025. So this was our first issue without those reports included. So we have their reports from St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, Briarswood Youth Camp, Amherstburg Community Services, the House Youth Center, the Marsh Collection, Sully Gives Back. There are more letters that will be published. I know you have a few sitting on your desk that came in that will be in our January 22nd issue.
That's correct. If you don't see your submission in, please know it was appreciated. It was not rejected. We still have it. I haven't forgotten about you. I advertised it as being printed in mid-January just in case the situation arose. So there's at least two more, possibly a third one coming in. All submissions appreciated, and all work you do appreciated in terms of helping the community. These reports are geared towards nonprofits and churches. So we appreciate the work you put in and the time and effort that goes into it, and look for more next week.
Turning our attention now to sports, the Admirals dropped both their home games over the weekend with a 4-3 loss to Blenheim on Saturday and a 3-2 loss to the defending Schmalz Cup champions, Lakeshore Canadians, on Sunday night.
Yeah, the Admirals got down 3-0 in both games, but made a game out of both of them. Obviously, they want to get off to a better start. They actually managed to tie the Blades 3-3 on Saturday night, but unfortunately for the Admirals, the Blades pulled ahead, scored the game-winning goal, and won the game and against the provincial champion Canadians. On Sunday night, again, Lakeshore got up early. Admirals clawed back to make a game of it, but couldn't quite catch up in this one. And this is now 3 straight losses for the Admirals. We mentioned the 9-0 loss in Essex last Tuesday night. So that was mentioned in our week in review last week here at CKBG. The Admirals have to wait a little bit for the next home game. They're not back at the Libro Center till January 25th. The Essex 73s come to town. In the meantime, they play this Friday in Dresden and this Saturday in Walpole Island. So back-to-back weekend road games coming up this weekend. So we'll make sure to report on those. But like I say, if you want to catch the Admirals live, you got to wait a little bit. January 25th, the same night as the True Festival. You can catch the Admirals and maybe head downtown for a little bit of fun. So there's lots coming up, but here in Amherstburg.
Turning the attention to high school sports now, the North Star football team held their banquet on Saturday at Shooters. The team came together honoring players and their season that ended them 6-1.
Yeah, they had a 6-1 regular season, lost in the championship game. Both losses, both regular season and playoffs, came to LaSoar, so they can hang their hats on the fact that only one team was able to knock them off this season. A lot of awards handed out by the coaching staff, led by head coach Joel Sharon. They had, I lost track how many awards there were, but quite a few. And it was a great lunch, great awards presentation at Shooters this past Saturday afternoon. And we have got a full list of winners on page 11 of this week's issue of the Rivertown Times. Got it up on our website, and all the award winners are on our social media channels. Check our Facebook, check our Instagram, and check us out on our Threads page as well. So make sure you check us out on social media.
Boys basketball, they still can't snap that losing streak that they've fallen into, but they're really hoping to pull a win off before the end of regular season play.
Yeah, they lost to Brennan last Thursday night, and they were in Kingsville last night, and they lost a close one to Erie Migration, lost by 2. They're on the home court on Thursday. They got the seniors play 5:30, the juniors at 4 o'clock. They got the Essex Red Raiders coming to town, so if you're in the area, want to see some high school basketball action, North Star High School will be the place to be.
Girls volleyball, they lost to Holy Names on the road last week, but were able to pick up a win on the home court last night against Sandwich.
Yeah, Holy Names is a really tough team. It's a bit of a rebuilding year for the Wolves, but they ran into a strong Holy Names team at Holy Names last Thursday. The Knights won in 3 straight sets. But as you say, Laura, the Wolves returned home last night and went up against the Sandwich Sabres. It was a close first set, won by the Wolves. They went back and forth in the second set, and Sandwich won a close battle there. And in the third and final set, North Star pulled away and won the match. And they're on the road this Thursday at St. Joseph's and welcome a strong St. Anne's team here to Amherstburg on next Tuesday. Again, it'll be juniors at 4 o'clock, seniors at 5:20.
Boys hockey, they're shaking off a loss to LeSource that came with a score of 8-4 and looking forward to tomorrow when they face off against Essex in Essex.
Yeah, it was a close game for 2 periods last Wednesday afternoon at the Libro. It was 4-4 after 2 periods of play, but the talented LeSource team pulled away in the third, scored 4 unanswered goals, and won the game 8-4. Again, it's not to make excuses, but another young team for boys hockey, and they fell short. And as you say, back in action Thursday afternoon at the Essex Center Sports Complex against the Red Raiders. And that game starts at 3 p.m.
Girls hockey, they picked up 2 wins against Bell River and Villanova, but that streak came to an end when they lost against Sandwich.
They've been playing well lately. They got the win on Monday against Bell River. They got a goal with 18.2 seconds left in the third period last Thursday against the Wildcats. It was a strong game against Villanova, but they fell short against Sandwich also in a game last week. At any rate, they're 2-1 in their last 3 games, and they're looking to build on that later this week. They have a couple road games this week, and so but we'll look forward to hearing about how they did and keep the town updated on how their North Star Wolves girls hockey team are doing.
Well, thanks for that, Ron. You're covering all the sports. It was a lull there for a bit, but now we're picking back up and heading into exam break with lots on the go. I think that kind of caps up the paper for the week in the form of stories and things that we have going on, but we do want to highlight some things that are happening over the weekend. Marsh Collection is hosting another trivia night this week. It's going to be on Sunday, January 19th at Shooters at 7 p.m. The theme for this month's trivia is pulp culture. It's $25 for a team of 4. If you're interested or would like more information, you can call the Marsh Collection at 736-9191, or you can email research@marshcollection.org. Also, we have an ad in this week's paper on page 5. The Gibson Gallery is having their annual members meeting. That's going to be Saturday, January the 18th from 3 to 5. So it's kind of a meet and greet and lots of things going on. They have their 2025 nominations and looking for the new board and all sorts of things that they're going to have door prizes and refreshments. They're going to have a keynote speaker. Speaking of the Marsh Collection, it's going to be Meg Reiner from the Marsh Collection is going to be speaking there. Like I said, there's more information in that in the paper. Also, we're happy to have the Legion back. The Legion took an advertising break midway through last year, but they've decided to come back, so you can look for their ads. They're going to be every other week, and we're going to do 2-week sections of their calendar, so we'll be advertising everything that's happening within those 2 weeks. So they're back up starting. That page, that ad is also on page 5 too. They got a lot of things going on. It's amazing what happens at the Legion. It's very much a happening place, and I know Elvis is coming to town. He is going to be in the building on Saturday, January 25th, so there's tickets available for that. You can see all the list of events that they have going on, like I said, on page 5. What else we got going on, Ron? There was something else here. Oh, Friday Night Live.
Yes.
You want to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Terrence himself. He'll be there.
Absolutely. Terrence and his wife, the Reverend Shirley Carlin, we mentioned St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church earlier. They're going to be performing as part of Friday Night Live this, obviously, Friday. It's coming up starting at 7 p.m. at the church. Free admission, come on in. The Bluegrass Bunch will also be performing, Johnny Mack and Friends. And so come on in, swing by. Donations accepted, but again, it's just a good night of local music, and it's just a fun night. I've been out to I think most, if not all of them. I'll say most of them. I think I've had a scheduling conflict with 1 or 2, but I try to get it to as many as I can. And when I'm out, I definitely enjoy myself. So make sure you check it out this Friday night. St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, 129 Simcoe Street at the corner of Simcoe and Bathurst for Friday Night Live.
Do you have to audition to be part of Friday Night Live, Terrence? Well, what about if a newspaper duo wanted to put together some type of singing comedy act?
Yeah, you up for that?
I'm thinking I know of 2 people, Dominic and Ron.
I was thinking of Dominic and Laura, but
Are they any good?
Word on the street is not really. No.
I think you should audition.
Yeah. Strict audition policy starting now. All right, Amherstburg, that kind of wraps up. Oh, Babies of the Year. We can't forget about that. The deadline for that is next Friday. We're looking, if you, like we said last week, if you welcomed a baby into your family in 2024, we'd love to share that with everybody in town. So send us the photo, the name of the child, the weight, and anybody you would like to include in that, whether it be obviously the parents, grandparents, siblings, cousins. We'd love to get that in and feature all the cute little babies, the new residents of Amherstburg.
We're publishing that on January 29th. The cost is $30 plus HST, so make sure you check out the ad in this week's paper. We've also got the ad up on our social media channels, so more details there. So yeah, absolutely share your loved one with the community. We'd love to see the little babies in our paper on January the 29th.
All right, Amherstburg, have a great day.
Have a great day, have a great week, and catch us next Wednesday at noon and the replay at 4:30 p.m.